Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Fan Appreciation Month here on Reaction and Review. Tonight, well, first of all, you guys can see I'm not wearing my usual red shirt. I'm actually trying to sort of build up a pattern here, because the last time I did a film from this studio, I was wearing this black shirt. I might as well sort of make it like a sign that I'm going to a studio that is so horrible that I flat out refuse to actually call them by name. However, I have come up with a slightly more honest name, since they want to be Brixar so much, and it's from Brazil. I just call them Brixar, which apparently has pissed off a few people, because there's apparently a stop motion, like Lego, like stop motion studio or some such shit that also call themselves Brixar. But you know what? I'm going to stick with it because, first of all, I am not going to try to pronounce the actual studio name because last time I royally butchered it. So, but yes, I'm doing a film, animated, CG animated, and it's from Brazil. The film's title, not a very promising title. Tonight's film is Ratatoing, and I don't know what else to tell you. I actually watched the trailer for this, which was probably a really stupid move, because the trailer is 2 minutes long. This thing is 43, so I've already seen a fair chunk of this, but I'm still going to give it a shot because the trailer really didn't tell you anything about the story itself, which is saying a lot. Now, this thing was made in 2007, which apparently is when Brixar here made all of their flicks. According to every single source I find, damn near everything was from 2007, which seems a little weird, but I honestly am not going to get into that right now. Now, as I stated, this thing is 43 minutes long, which is funny because the back here actually claims that it's 44 minutes long, but you know what, I think it's actually 43 minutes and like 30 seconds or some such shit. 47. I'm sorry, 43 minutes, 47 seconds, so I guess, yeah, jump it up to 44. Anyway, I don't know what the fuck to know. I really don't know what to think about this one going in. And I should also mention that this thing is, at least the title kind of announces this, it is a very blatant ripoff of the Pixar film Ratatouille, which is funny. I've never seen that one either. So, I really don't know what the hell to actually expect from this one. So, I guess I actually should stop stalling. I really should just get into this thing. Oh boy. So, without further ado, it's time to kick back, relax, and check out Ratatoing. You know, I actually find this kind of funny that everybody here is talking about how awesome the food is, but nobody's actually eating it. That's not really a good sign. Okay, guys, we actually are a fair distance into this thing. Well, little in, and I'm going to tell you, this voice acting is painful, and I'm going to get into detail on that a little later. But, oh my god, this sucks. Okay. I was kind of hoping that they would explain this, but they haven't. Why the hell is one of them wearing one of those little, like, Mickey Mouse hats you get at fucking like Disneyland? I'm really curious, why is he wearing that? It seems so out of place and bizarre. Well, guys, it is now official. This is the shittiest dance number in the history of film. I don't want to hear anybody challenge it. No. You watch this, you see this dance thing, and you tell me that there's something worse. There isn't. Second here. We have filler? This fucking thing's only 43 minutes long, and they just showed clips of the last time our little team of thieving heroes here were getting ready for their, Thursday night looting fest. Why is there filler in a 43-minute thing? That doesn't make a lick of sense, guys. In fact, that actually is almost sad. Alright, I just sort of thought I would mention this because it's actually starting to bother me a little bit, but the character model on that cat is absolutely grotesque. I have no other way of summing it up. Just disgusting looking. Okay. Thank Christ it's over. Now I can shut this garbage off. You know, guys, this is now the second episode I've done from this studio. And it's still the only studio I've done a film from where I flat out refuse to call the studio by name. Why? Because if they are going to continue to shovel shit like this, I don't need to give them press. They don't deserve it. Now, where to even begin on Ratatoing? Oh, Jesus Christ. It is really difficult, guys, for me to figure out where the hell to even start. Well, I will say, for those of you who've watched my Gladiformers episode, at least this one doesn't have as bad of a downer ending as Gladiformers, because Gladiformers, the villain fucking bleeds out. Here, well, okay, yeah. I actually can spoil this, because there's no way in hell you guys are going to want to watch this and actually care about the plot. The villains are sent off to a science lab. Yay. And our heroes get to continue to steal food from humans in order to feed the rat population of Rio. No, I'm not. I am not kidding. That is the way the film ends. Now, animation. I happen to remember when I did the one on Gladiformers, I very distinctly mentioned that there was no weight to any of the characters or items, and everything just sort of flew around and bounced around, even though these were big, lumbering, like, heavy robots. This thing, on the other hand, apparently knew how to distribute weight and actually make it look well. This is actually noticeable when our main character, Marcel, is trying to lift a bar of chocolate. It actually looks like this bar of chocolate is heavy. They actually were able to get weight to work. Unfortunately, though, the issue here is that when it comes to the character models, they reuse models in a heavy way. Almost every single rat has the very same head, only colored differently, or maybe with different hair, or with different teeth. The teeth are probably the creepiest thing you will ever see, because, well, first of all, the heads look almost like something out of a fucking Aardman film. Aardman Studios are the ones who did like Flushed Away and Wallace and fucking like Wallace and Gromit, where they have cheeks that like jut out in a huge way, and they usually have teeth which kind of match it. Here they actually have the like puffed out cheeks, that really noticeable Aardman look. But then they have regular teeth and gums, so you have these big hollow openings of nothing, and you can clearly see the model of the teeth and gums, and it really looks almost like somebody just took dentures and just slapped them into these rats' mouths. It looks really poor, except for one of the heroes who apparently has a vocabulary of one word. That word is precisely. He uses it every other sentence. He, for some reason, has vampire fangs, and I was never able to fully understand that. We have filler in a 44-minute film, which is just criminal. But I was thinking about it again, and Gladiformers did the very same thing, so it's probably par for the course with this studio. Oh god. It's just that, guys, the fucking animation is just crap. It really is. Absolutely everything looks horribly cheap. And once again, I have to say, this thing came out in 2007, and the animation looks like something from 1999. Again, this is CG. It's almost inexcusable for something to look this bad in 2007 unless you're really trying to make it look bad. And somehow I have my doubts on that when it comes to this studio. Now, the voice acting. Once more, they actually were able to get the cast who usually work for 4Kids, which is a bunch of actors out in New York. And once more, they usually are pretty good at doing what they do. Except when they were given the script to this friggin' turd, at which point, apparently then none of them knew how to act. None of them knew how to actually emote in any way that would be considered realistic. there really is absolutely zero positives when it comes to this movie, and I just dread the very thought that I've got 3 more films from this studio which probably have the same cast and the same shitty animation, and I have to sit through those. But I'm not going to dwell on that. I'm trying to hit the rest of the details with this thing. The writing. I don't know if the writing was this bad when this film was first made, because this thing was made in Brazil, so it had to be translated into English. So I really don't know if the script has always been this bad, or if it was just this bad when they brought it over to the US and they just probably like translated it poorly or something, which would probably explain why one character continues to say precisely even when it doesn't work. But yeah, the writing here is just hideous, and I really don't know if I actually can blame that on the on the script or on the translators. I really don't. I can just tell you that nothing here makes a lick of sense. They spend the first 10 minutes talking about how awesome the food is here, and yet everything looks absolutely nasty, which actually kind of makes sense because we are talking about rats, and apparently rats eat flies, worms, and moss and a bunch of other shit, which I guess makes a little bit of sense. But we also never see anybody in this restaurant actually eating the food, which is probably because it would have been a physical challenge for the animators to do that. So and there really is no fucking development with anything when it comes to characters, plot. We basically have heroes and villains, and the only real difference between them is our heroes are running a successful restaurant, and it is successful because they're stealing food from humans. And our villains are trying to figure out the secret of our heroes' restaurants. That way they can save their failing restaurant, and they don't want to steal food from humans because they fear for their lives. That really is the only difference. And there is no depth with any of these, characters. And once more, I do have to go back to acting. We have a cast of about 5 people who can normally create, out of those 5, normally a cast of about 50, because everybody acts has a rather decent range of voices. Here though, we actually will have one actor voicing 3 characters doing the exact same voice for all 3 characters, which is really off-putting when you have 2 of these characters in the same scene and they're talking to each other. It really is kind of messed up. I really don't know what else, guys, to say. This film, first of all, it is painfully short, and there's not much I can say. It's 44 minutes long. It has filler. The writing makes no sense at all. The acting is horrible, and the CG is painfully primitive. It's like, I really wish that I had more, but I don't. I have nothing. This film gave me absolutely bugger all to work with, and really, I'm kind of happy that I'm done with it for 2 reasons. One, well, now I don't have to wonder if this thing is... I now no longer have to worry if this thing had the same kind of promise that Gladiformers had. And 2, now I don't have to bother watching this one. So now I'm down to, and I am going to announce this one, even though this one isn't next for reaction and review, I do have 3 more films from this studio I have to cover. But these are for a different day. Now, this film, Ratatoing, it did come off of the wish list, and so, which actually makes sense, because, well, that's the whole point of Fan Appreciation Month, is it's all off of the wish list. And this one was sent in by a YouTube user who calls himself the Perfect One 121212. And I am going to put a link to his YouTube channel here, and I would like you guys to go over there and check out his stuff, because, hey, you know what? If he actually was willing to send me this thing, the least you guys can do is thank him, because it really is a feat when I find a film that is so bad it's left me damn near speechless. That is something special. In fact, I actually am almost tempted to take this thing and frame it and just simply put underneath it "left me speechless," because no film has ever done that. I actually have had something to say about every other film out there. This thing left me with nothing at all. So, that actually is something special. And Perfect One, you dude have done the impossible. You found something that was literally almost unwatchable, and it's almost unreviewable. I'm really not sure if this video is going to be any, good. I really don't. Now, next time on Reaction and Review, I do have the next entry for Fan Appreciation Month right here. And the one thing I can say, guys, is... wow, 156 minutes. This thing is 2.5 hours long. It will be, at least when I do this one, it will be the longest movie I've done for reaction and review by about a half an hour. Which means that it could very easily be a very long episode, I'm not really sure. But that, guys, is going to wait until next time. Now I need to go and watch something good in order to wash the horrible images of Ratatoing out of my head. So, well, with that, we come to the close of another reaction and review. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care, and I will see you all in the near future. Peace.